What made you decide actually to like leave America and fulfill your dream here in Europe?
I've always wanted to travel the world.
Hello guys, good afternoon. We're here in another edition of Couch Talks with me, Kenneth, and welcome to my channel. And right now I've got another guest. Not really another guest, but you know, he's one of the most well-loved couchsurfers I had, and now we became really good brothers. Actually, we've been good friends and we've known each other for the last almost 4 years. So please help me welcome my good friend from Wisconsin, USA, Tyler. Hi, welcome to London again.
Thank you, always a pleasure.
I know. So this is just really like a spontaneous what you call the one vlog that we've made, so that all of you can get so much inspiration from this guy. I know that he's got so much story to tell, to fulfill and pursue their dreams, whatever it is and whatever it takes for them to reach it. You have to listen to this guy. So for everyone's discretion, please tell them, can you tell them how we've met, you know, since since when?
Since January 2016. It's been a little
more than 3 years, yeah.
More than 3 years, almost 4 years.
Almost 4 years.
And
here in where? London.
London, yes.
Actually, we met here in London. All the way from US. All the way from Wisconsin.
It was one of my first times ever couchsurfing. And I was lucky enough to find myself in Ken's apartment. And one of the best couchsurfing experiences to date.
Yeah, and then he was actually, when he came here in London the last time, like almost more than 3 years ago, he was with his good friend from France, and
yes.
Frenchie, you know. Hi Frenchie, you know, if you're listening, or if you're watching this video, this is also for you. But you know, I've met both of them, you know, Frenchie and him, here in London. I've hosted him through the platform again, Couchsurfing. So if you've seen the past or previous episodes that I've had, I've been featuring some of my good friends that I get to know to this platform. One is Peto from Slovakia, and another one, Tyler, whom I've met on this platform and became good friends with. So that was like a long journey. I know we've seen each other. We've never seen each other actually after the experience. We've never seen each other for more than like 3 years, until such time that he decided to go to Europe again.
Yes.
I think 2 months ago. Was it 2 months ago?
It's been 3 months since I've been
3 months
now. Yes.
So that's the time we met again here in England, because before he went traveling to Europe again, he passed by London just to, you know, to pay a visit, and you know, just to at least rekindle like all the stories we have to catch up in the last couple of years. We've never seen each other, and you know, that's a good head start actually.
Yes.
With reconnecting with him. So what made you decide actually to like leave America and fulfill your dream here in Europe?
I've always wanted to travel the world.
Yeah, I know. That was a total surprise actually, because I never thought that he will do this decision this early.
Yeah, we always talked about it the last 3 years.
I know.
I finally decided to make the move, and been backpacking all across Europe.
But it's always been a struggle actually. It's always been a struggle for him. I mean, finance-wise, you know, financially wise, and of course the time, and you know, it took a lot of decision making for him to like really get out of his comfort zone, leave America, and fulfill his life here in Europe. You know, if there is any, and if there's any opportunities for him, you know.
Yes.
And what have you learned probably, you know, when you come here in Europe? I mean, if there is anything that you can share to our, you know, viewers, subscribers down there, who's really wanting to like, you know, follow your footsteps and just really dive into the unknown.
Yes. I would say always take that chance and go for it. You know, if it's something you've always wanted to do, like traveling, that's what I've always wanted to do, and it's been very fulfilling, very rewarding. And if you're waiting and something's holding you back to take that leap, no matter what aspect of life it is, just you got to go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the most important steps I've learned.
And I admire this guy because the thing is, he left everything in America just in exchange of a life here in Europe. And it's very difficult because when he came over here in Europe, there is nothing. He's like diving into the unknown because he don't know what the future brings for him. We even encourage him to apply for a to become a cabin crew in one of the international airline companies, but unfortunately he didn't get the post. But I told him, don't quit, because dreamers never quit. They don't quit and surrender at all. So I told him, probably it's not your time at this time. So probably the next time, maybe it's your time already. And I mean, he came over to Europe without nothing, and then after 3 months of like traveling, he gained a lot of things. Not a lot of things, probably experiences, a lot of good friends, along the way.
Good friends, yes.
So for me, the lesson there is really, destination is not really the end point of everything, but it's really about the journey itself. Yeah. So destination is not really something else that you have to really look forward to, but it's like the journey, the whole process of everything until you reach to your certain goal, because that's what matter the most, I mean, the experiences, the people that you met along the way, the challenges you've been. And are there any challenges you've had in the last couple of months that you've been here in Europe? I know there's a lot, but are there any? Can you tell them some of your experiences, probably the places you've been, and and probably jobs you've been as well.
My latest was while I was working in a hostel in Romania. There were several different people talking to me while I was working the reception desk, and it was in 3 different languages.
Wow.
And unfortunately, I only speak English.
You're the only one who speaks English. I know that.
So it was very difficult to get all their concerns figured out and overcome that challenge, but in the end, we got it all figured out, and it worked out well.
So the thing is, he find his way out actually here in Europe. I was really surprised, but you wouldn't believe that it has been to a lot of places in Europe. And how do you find Europe in general?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's way too different from US, I tell you, when you're in Europe. So you've been to a lot of places, I mean, can you tell them which places you've been? At least, they've got an idea what happened here in the last 3 months you've been here, since you arrived in Europe. Where did you go first? What did you do? And are there any unforgettable moments that you can share to them? I mean, that you were so challenged in the last couple of months you've been here? I know 3 months is not that long, but lots of experiences.
There's a lot that goes into those 3 months. I started here in London, of course, visiting Ken. Always an amazing experience. We went to Botany Bay.
Yes, we did.
Very cool.
If you've seen my previous vlog, I featured him actually in there. Yes. So there's like 2 vlogs there that I featured him in there. And one is our experience in Botany Bay, and the other one is his experience when we first met again after more than 3 years here in London. So I've got like 2 vlogs for him here. Yes. Yeah. And is there any challenge that you can that you've experienced whilst you are? What is the biggest? Okay, let's just rephrase that one. So what was the biggest challenge you've encountered when you were here in Europe in the last 3 months that you were here? What was the biggest challenge for you? I mean, I know that you've went in here just starting to figure out what life is in store for you, and you don't have any clear or concrete plans. You just been very spontaneous with travel. And what was the biggest challenge you think? Maybe apart from money, there will be another challenge that had put you into test.
The classic language barrier.
So that's the only thing. Wow.
One of the biggest ones. Fortunately for me, I've had
not a home challenge. It's not a home. Well, you can always have a tent, and you can always live in the park if you have nowhere to go. You can always sleep in the park if you want.
Having a tent is always a good idea. Sleep wherever you can.
And what is the best thing about Europe? That is way too different from America.
The best thing about Europe.
That is way too different from America.
I think it's that you can experience a different culture in such a short period of time. If you drive maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, you can be in a whole different country and experience a whole different language, a whole different culture.
Yeah, exactly. Because
really cool.
I mean, considering America has got like 50 states, I mean, from one state to another, you might probably say, one state is like the same as from the another. But here in Europe, it's way too different. When you're in Norway and then you cross to Sweden, it's a whole new different level. I mean, the whole new different environment. People are way too different, you know. I mean, one country from another is way too different, and it gives you a variation of experiences, I guess. And that's just how probably I would describe as well my experience here in Europe. You know, it has been a whole one hell of a journey here in Europe. I mean, the good and the bad. I celebrated the good and the bad because, you know, this made me of who I am today. I mean, all of this experience I've had experience here in Europe, and the people that I've met along the way. I mean, it's really the process. As I said, it's the whole journey. And if you've got like probably some hesitations of like really to hesitations to like really go out of your comfort zone, and you're afraid, just do it. You know, it's always like a challenge to start, you know. Starting something, you know, the start is always the biggest challenge, but once you are there, you get your way out, you figure out things for yourself, and then you learn something along the way, and then the next thing you know, wow, you're making history. Probably, yeah. That's the best thing about, you know, about going out of your comfort zone, because in one way or another, I did also experience the same thing as him. You know, I didn't settle for less when I was in the Philippines. I moved. That's why I wanted to move out of my comfort zone. That's why I went here in Europe. I went here in England, and you know, I've never thought that my life would be like this. You know, this was like a total unexpected. Everything was so unexpected, and you know, I really enjoyed every moment of it that I was here in Europe. I hope you do as well when you're here. Yes. And are you planning to go back here? Because I know that he's going back to America for like a few days only, and then he's gonna come back here again. But
back to Europe.
Are you back to Europe?
Yes.
Seems like he's loving Europe. I mean,
yeah.
It seems like he's loving it here. Yeah. So any final messages to our subscribers? If there is any, if there are a lot of people who's listening and who's watching this vlog, anything that you can impart to them that will really help them to materialize their dreams, you know, just like, you know, if they decide, wherever in the world you are, not necessarily in America, even in Asia, Africa, or whichever parts of the world, if you really wanted to get out of your comfort zone, not necessarily in Europe, but maybe in different continents, what is it that you really wanted to say to them?
You know, really like persevere in your dreams, and never give up.
Yeah.
And you can make them happen.
Exactly.
And try Couchsurfing, because you
exactly.
wind up with amazing friends.
Yes, exactly. So you'll never know what's in store for you until you really try it yourself. So that's just like a plug-in, you know, just like another promotion. We're promoting Couchsurfing here, but really that platform has given us so much opportunity to like really experience a life outside of the box. So I'm really thankful that, you know, we've got Tyler here, my very good friend from US, to be part of this vlog, and we made this vlog not entirely for ourselves, but entirely for you guys who are out there and who are always in doubt, and you know, who wanted to fulfill their dreams of like really getting out of their comfort zone. And you know, Tyler is one classic example that, you know, if you really wanted to make things happen for you, you have to really move on. Yeah, you have to really move forward, and that's the only way to do it. Yeah, to really move forward. And you know, don't be afraid of any challenge, don't be afraid of everything, because fears will always be there with you. But you know, make it a point that your fate is even bigger than the challenges that you're facing. So, and you're gonna survive. You know, he survived 2-3 months here in Europe. He survived, and to think he hasn't got any concrete plan of whatsoever when he's here in Europe, and he did enjoy the journey. So, I mean, coming from his experience, I hope you guys would as well, you know, gain so much insights from his story and from our story. And probably that's it for now for this episode, and thank you so much for tuning in with us on this our little vlog, our couch talks here with me and with my guest Tyler. And we hope to see you again on the next episode, and see you on the next adventure.